Welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Hi, Levi.
Thanks, Jen. Hello to you as well.
Thank you.
Today, we are playing the Aetherochemical Research Facility Dungeon, or the ARF.
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 If you're cool.
ARF if you're cool. This is a long-ass dungeon. Honestly, it can be a bummer to get this if you're hoping for a quick LDR. It's super atmospheric, but up until the final boss is pretty easy, and it aggressively walls your pulls. You can oftentimes only single pull. So you're doing 4+ pulls between each boss stretch.
Yes. Though we did this on minimum eye level.
And it was easy.
For sure. But like the opening pull could have been a double pull.
Except and that's we had one and that was that.
And you were like, but we don't want to do that because we don't know how hard it's going to be, etc. Everybody's getting their sea legs. So, well, we missed it.
You missed it. You done fucked up. Honestly, I think this dungeon should be pulled from LDR and put into MSQR. It's as long as Castrum is. But it is what it is now, obviously.
With the cutscenes, yeah.
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 Oh, even without the cutscenes, you're going through so many fucking trash pulls. If you've done the dungeon recently and you know what you're in for, then it's a lengthy trek to get your LDR whack of XP and or tomes. Very low probability too, so whatever.
I think I've gotten this once randomly on an LDR.
I have gotten it many more times than once.
Fair.
Great. Yeah. So that said, Jen, that when we're playing it in the MSQ, it's a great dungeon. It's great to be here as part of the MSQ experience and to take it in as part of the journey you've been on just now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good capstone on this whole thing.
Yeah. Jen, speaking of how did we get here?
Well, okay, last time we traveled from Gamma Quadrant to Delta Quadrant, and we found Regula Van Hydrus along the way, and he was like, "No, I hate you, stop it," and tried to fight us, and we were like real good at fighting him, and he's like, I gotta go, I'm real busy, and he bailed like a chicken, and we made it to... Well, whether we, as in the lone warrior of light, made it to Delta Quadrant. And we found Tiamat, she was one of the first brood, and she has been imprisoned here since, for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And she was struggling with her... The Ascians approached her back when she still lived in Mericidia, and they were like, her partner, Bahamut, her brood brother, was kidnapped by the Allagans, and then the Ascians found her, and they're like, hey, we can bring Bahamut back, and she was like, absolutely. And of course they fucked that right up and did a whole like bait and switch on her. Like, yeah, well, it was more like a monkey paw situation. Like, yeah, we'll bring him back, but he was not him. And so she basically, when she was finally kidnapped by the Allagans and in prison, she's like, well, I deserve this. And Midgard-Sormr was like, girl, I think it's been long enough. I think you can forgive yourself. And she's like, no. And he was like, okay. And then we reconnected with Hydaelyn and her blessing of light, which is huge. And Midgard-Sormr was like, whoa, you totally like tore down my wall that I put up. That's amazing. So let me just fly you over to the flagship. And because we couldn't teleport because the dragon broke free 2,000 years ago and broke it.
Yeah.
So Midgard-Sormr floated us over there. And Gilly was like, boop, 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 boop. Enjoy.
Now I sleep.
Yeah. See you later. Boom. And here's where we are.
Here's where we are.
Here's where we are. You is where you is.
Thank you to the peeps who joined us today.
The peeps. It's so funny.
Who are the peeps, Jen?
The peeps were Amna's Balefire. They were Machinist and Griff Serif as our Gunbreaker.
Yeah.
Griff Serif, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. So it reminded me of just the cadence of the name reminded me of Scruff McGruff. Remember the drug dog?
I do recall the drug dog.
Yeah. So there were like commercials on TV all the time about you can join the drug dog club. Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. So Griff Serif obviously was a big trigger there. Amnes was like actually sick.
Sick.
Poor, yeah. Poor dear.
But still showed up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Thank you.
Showed up. It was super good. And like when I logged in, I was already at the terminal for ARF, and Amnes and Griff were already there. I was like, what's up? What's up, dudes? And I was looking at my inventory and I saw an Allagan melon minion floating in there. So I don't know where I got it. I think somebody gave it to me.
Maybe.
I was like, and so I was like, hey, I just in say chat, I was like, hey, does anybody want an Allagan melon? And Amnes was like, I'll pass. Thank you so much, though. It's like 10 pages of minions, I think, is enough. And I'm like, no. And then Griff was like, oh, I already have that one, the something node. And I realized, oh, Allagan melon is totally a euphemism for like any of these fucking nodes. Hey, look at that round thing over there. I mean, Gilly is an Allagan melon.
Correct.
And I was like, no, it's and then he was like, wait, holy shit, no, it's an actual melon. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can I have it? I'm like, yeah. So that was
This is like a horrific animate watermelon that cannot die. But there's also I think it was a PvP mount that essentially is like a watermelon themed node, where they often do various flavors and color schemes of Allagan nodes as PvP mounts. And there's one that is like watermelon themed, green on the outside and red on the inside.
cool.
But it's like the full on data node is not the fruit.
Right. Yes. This is an actual like fruit.
The minion
Maybe.
is, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you to the peeps once more. Good times were had by all.
It's true.
And with that said, we're getting into that dungeon. The Aetherochemical Research Facility, designed to further research the fusion between magic and technology, was originally built near what is present-day Mordona, but was moved to Azislaw near the end of the Third Astral Era. This move coincided with their development of icon suppression techniques to better protect those secrets. So we set foot inside the facility in the analysis and proving sector. This is a high-tech looking section with blue and gold circuitry patterns. A data lightning techno orb looms above us as we enter, slowly rotating. We fight through several Allagan constructs, entering the automachina sector, where we get aggressively gated by these barriers that rise up to block us and deploy mostly humanoid automatons that we must defeat before proceeding. It's not long before we run into the Garleans who are operating here. They've been doing some work. The bodies of scrapped automatons lie piled up around them. And in a brightly lit chamber, Regula von Hydrus fights 8 or so of these constructs before he swiftly dispatches them and turns towards us. There is nowhere to run, he says, even though he's been doing the running so far.
Like I said,
spoiler,
chicken.
he will again run. There is somewhere to run.
Yellow belly.
Which is up in his case.
Classic.
So we have our first boss fight. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. He moves around the arena a lot. He will call on these clockwork bits to do these like little tethers. You just kill the bits, otherwise dodge AoEs. It's easy. So once more, Hydrus goes down like a chump.
Because he is one.
But he, of course, escapes once again to surely leave us alone finally, having been shown his inferiority.
Yeah, don't call me Shirley.
I'm sure he will never be seen again.
Probably, yeah. I think he's gone for good, definitely.
With Regula defeated, we press on to bioweapon research. The vibe changes here immensely. The area is cavernous, filled with a yellowish haze. Bioweapon storage tanks are perched atop the various platforms here, and big, woody, thorny growths rise up from between the gaps amongst this area.
Woody, thorny.
Yes, they are woody and thorny. I don't want to talk too much about these, as I think that these tie into a future detail, but I'm not 100% at this juncture. But there's a further appearance of them in this dungeon, and I think that kind of alludes to what's to come in the future, I think. So for now, just note that these thorns have gone out of control. So that said, we press on through here and we fight a couple mini bosses. Well, first off, the first thing that we see is just raw, uncultured goo, just blooping around, unleashed.
Raw, uncultured goo. Yes, they were very impolite.
Correct. And then we get to the mini bosses, which are bioculture nodes that are perched atop these little pyramid things. When we get close, they will begin to call in defenders. They will open up the tanks nearby, and we have to fight off waves of enemies while we DPS the node. We do that a couple times and reach the second boss, Harmachis, a techno-sphinx. Well, it's a sphinx for a moment, but it soon begins to shift forms. This thing is treating us like a test subject. It remarks on our performance as we fight its various forms. Its snake form does tank busters, the naga form does a petrifying gaze, and finally it does that bulbous four-armed robot form with the four arms like equally around its perimeter. This is a quote from a fight in Coils where it uses a ballistic missile, which will appear over a character with a certain number of balls. The number of balls is the number of players exactly that must stack inside the AoE. Otherwise, you'll get hit for hella damage.
Oops.
Yes, so stack up with the number of balls, no more balls, no fewer balls. Once you have aligned the balls, we defeat the construct, and as it is falling over, as it is deteriorating, it pronounces us as outstanding.
Oh.
We are approved for mass production.
Oh.
Yeah, we did great. Outstanding.
Okay, high fives.
We press forward and take a hexagonal lift to a lower level. And of course, because we're on an elevator, we have an elevator fight against trash mobs, just the one. And then we arrive down below into triad control. We still don't know what that means.
Nope.
This is a blue-gray void with a lot of hexagonal pillars that fly around and shape themselves into walkways. In the distance is a great sphere composed of hexagonal plates. Bright light shines from the gaps in the surface.
It's reminiscent of Bahamut's prison.
Mayhap. We fight more chimera and some humanoid clones. Jin, who are these clones?
Conjurers and thaumaturges?
I told you that you'd be quizzed.
You did.
And you choose to take the piss.
Well, that's literally what they're labeled.
Did you look at them?
I got glimpses, so they seemed like
they are a dark-haired, dark short-haired Hurrian male.
Okay. So
mayhaps we have met other clones in the past.
Oh my fucking god. Right. Yeah. The ones that were like
Doga.
Yeah, I couldn't remember their names. One?
Une is the lady.
Une and
There
Doga,
are
yeah, okay.
there are no Une clones here, I don't believe. I ran through this on my level 100 character.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are now, right? That's the current level cap?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I don't know. It's all numbers at one point.
It's all numbers.
Anyways, I ran through there and I zoomed in on these guys, and unless it's randomized, I don't think that Une appears here. Though we do fight Une clones, of course, in the Crystal Tower.
Right. Yeah.
But these guys are Doga-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Though they have different hairstyles, which is interesting. One is like very clean cut. One has more shaggy hair.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, you're a clone. That doesn't mean you have the same fucking haircut all the time. So one got a haircut and one just kind of let it go.
Exactly. We defeat the clones and we enter that sphere itself, Triad Control. And the interior of the sphere is covered in more woody thorns and strange pulsating biomasses that surround its center techno platform. This is the Neuralink nacelle.
Nacelle?
Or nacelle. I don't know.
How do you spell it?
Nacelle. I know that word from Star Trek because that's what they call the little engine bits pointing out the back of the Enterprise.
Sure.
A nacelle is a streamlined container for aircraft parts such as engines, fuel, or equipment. I don't know why they're using that term for the Triad Control, though, frankly. Unless it's like in reference to it being an engine of some sort. It drives the Triad containment.
Mayhap, as you say.
Anyways, yes, I'm not familiar enough with the usage of the term to know common or even like plausible adaptations. Either way, though, this place is very distinct as it's like the control center for the Triad, whatever they are. And it's got these like organic goo things. And the term, again, it uses is the Neuralink nacelle, which suggests maybe there's some sort of like bio control system that regulates these guys. We will learn more about them later. We'll hold speculation for now until we have more facts.
It's prudent.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, Jen, beyond this scene, we have some Jerkuses waiting here for us. There are not one, but two Asians.
2 whores?
2 what?
No, sorry. It's an always...
Did you say 2 whores?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Because it rhymes with wars, which is a line from It's Always Sunny.
When
they try to get into podcasting, lol, and they're like, "What are we going to talk about today?" And like with this war, we've got 2 wars going on, and Dennis is like, 2 wars, and then they have Cricket on as a guest, and they feed him some limes, or lemons rather, and he's mad at Frank because he was promised some fucking fried chicken, and Frank came and gave him lemons instead, and he was very upset.
You chose to take that into 2 whores.
Is it rhyme with wars? And I didn't have any time. I had no time. There was no time.
Okay. Jen, who are the whores?
Are Asians. One of them is La Habrea, and the other is Igiorm.
Yeah.
And
Igiorm, we know her for a tragically short time before the thing happens to her.
We've seen her in the dark Asian area.
She harassed us after the fight with Bismarck. Oh. Remember? She's like, "Take that, warrior of light. Now we take your key." Exactly. And then she pieced out there. So she's been around. She's also been lurking around Thornton.
Oh, that's been her. Well, they're probably switching off.
So we have our 2 Asians, Igiorm and La Habrea here. They mock us for a bit, of course.
The champion of Hydaelyn.
Tell me, why do you despise the primals so? They are the embodiment of mortal will, of mortal desire. Plainly, you desire a foe to despise, and 'tis well that you do, for it is from the vortex of ceaseless conflict that Lord Zodiac shall be reborn.
Through the joining, the world shall become whole again. Then all shall be as once it was, as it should ever have remained.
And we waste little time in getting to the fight. This is a revamped fight for duty support.
Yeah.
And the rating for this fight is that it is better after the revamp, not worse.
So this was brought up when we first started, and they were like, I think Amnes was like, hey, have you guys fought this since they changed it? And I was pretty sure that I hadn't. So, but I wouldn't have been able to remember like what the mechanics of that was. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that it's probably worse now because we have to AIify it and make it simple for AI minds. And a little bit later, it was determined. You looked it up, and they're like, "Oh, the consensus is that it's actually harder." I'm like, "Hey, look at that!"
It's not that they make things more simple necessarily, though they often do for the AI duty support systems. That they make them very consistent. It becomes very formulaic. There's not overlaid chaos that you have to solve.
Right.
It is a fixed pattern that they can pre-program like the safe spots into, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that has happened a few times so far, and it has turned some fights into a bit of a bummer, but this one is more difficult. I will say that I have gotten this a couple times in semi-recent history, including doing some roulettes on my main character from the relic, for instance. This fight gives people trouble. There's been a couple times where we've gotten here, and it's a long dungeon already. It's like, God damn it, fucking ARF again.
Yeah.
And you get to the fight, and then someone struggles with the fight.
There's mechanics.
There are mechanics, and they are difficult, and they're punishing as well, is the thing.
Oh, yeah, we got... I died.
Jin died, yes. They will hit you hard if you do not know what you are doing. So if you have a new player in the fight, and especially if they are a healer, which happened a couple times, like you were done if you don't have like a backup reser.
Yep.
Because this fight has fairly high heal requirements too. You can't just kind of
for sure
tank through it.
Raid wide on minimum eye level. Anyway, caveat. Yeah, raid wides were hitting very hard. If you got by a mechanic and like that, you needed to like not get got by any other mechanics until you were at full health.
Yep.
Because it'll get you.
Yep. So I've had a couple times when I've had to, after a couple wipes, pause to say, okay, do you understand the mechanics? Do you want to walk through these mechanics?
The passive aggressive. All right. Does anybody have any questions? You sure?
It doesn't have to be passive aggressive.
No,
I understand where you're coming from.
I know.
It's giving people a chance to put their questions in without having to call someone out.
No, we've all been in that. We've all been in that group. All right. So, does anybody need any like clarification? Or,
yes.
Yeah.
This fight is challenging. The first phase is the training phase. The main mechanic of the fight is that there are these balls. You got fireballs and ice balls.
Yes, fireballs.
And when the balls
away.
touch, they do a thing. The fireballs expand when they touch, and the ice balls form a hole.
They were in the pool.
They were in the pool. They hollow out from the inside, like balls do. The ice orbs.
No, they're full of pee. I don't know.
The ice orbs form a donut when they go off.
Yeah, ice donut fire.
Well, sorry, to clarify, first the balls appear and then they go off and do small AoEs or small donuts. But then they tether together and they will contact one another. And when the two balls touch, then they do a bigger version of their gimmick.
The thing.
So when the fireballs appear, you have to be on the corner of the arena. You have to find the edge of the arena that aligns with the narrowest part of the AoE contact point. Yes, yeah. the Venn diagram. Because these are huge explosions when the two fireballs touch. When the two ice balls touch, it's a giant like room-wide AoE that only has one safe spot. So you have to be inside the ice safe spot, the donut spot. Otherwise, you will get got by those for hella damage.
Yep.
And it can be hard to recover between this and the raid wides that go out. And the raid wides chunk you for most of your health.
Oh, like a third.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they'll combine those. So the fire and the ice.
Well, that is in the
phase 2.
In the phase 2. So we get our training phase. We get some raid wides. We get the ball mechanic introduced to us. We defeat the Asians. We're fighting at the same time both La Habrea and Igiorm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit awkward, I gotta say, just having one tank and two guys kind of on top of you constantly. In the old version of the fight, I don't recall this myself whatsoever, but I looked it up afterwards, and they would trade off. Like, one would harass you from the sides with some basic AoEs, the other would, like, fight you head on.
Oh, yeah.
In this one, though, they both fight you, and it feels like it wants a second tank, just, like, logistically speaking. It feels kind of weird having these two guys looming over you, like, blocking up your shit. But whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, we defeat them both,
on.
and they fall, and Iggiorm says no.
Nuh-uh. We're more powerful than this.
Such strength, it defies all reason.
No, I will not be bested by the likes of them. La Habrea, it is time.
Very well. Let us show these mortals the true power of the Echo. The power to break down the barriers of existence.
And what they do is break down the barriers between their souls. Their souls merge. Their two souls beat as one.
Yeah, they fused.
They fuse.
Yeah, we're fighting Garnet now.
But as they fuse, they draw an energy from the surrounding area. And those pulsating flesh lumps, they wilt and grow still. They shrivel up and darken as the Ascians. They sucked up all the stuff from the flesh. From the Neuralink.
Interesting. So yeah, we have Mega Ascian.
Ascian Prime Gen.
Yeah. And that's when everything ramps up.
Yeah,
it's a really fun fight. You have to pay attention. You can't sit back on your laurels for this one. And this is when they combine the fire and the ice. So now we have 3 tethers. We'll have like 2 fire and an ice in the middle. And then you have to notice they're all going to be tethered. And you have to notice the speed at which they are colliding.
Yeah.
So that you know whether to go in first and then out, or
the length of the tethers.
Right. So, you just look at the duration. Is ice going to hit first or is fire going to hit first? You have to pay attention. And then they flip-flop.
And you have to move quickly. As soon as one goes off, you have to book
you got to be like on that shit. That's how I got dead.
Yeah.
I didn't move fast enough.
No, there is a little time. You have to understand the Final Fantasy XIV mechanic, which is that you have to walk into a graphic. You cannot...
Right. Wait for it to clear.
Once you see a AoE resolve, it becomes safe.
Move.
It's counterintuitive. Yes, I'm walking into fire, I'm walking into darkness, whatever, but
it's badass.
Veteran players know that once like the telegraph marker vanishes, that's the snapshot.
Run.
It is now safe to walk into the apparent danger, which is hella counterintuitive, but that is this game.
So that's like I'm super comfortable with that. It was just the fact that it was so fast.
Yeah, no, just you have no time to debate your life.
Lessons learned. Yeah.
To reflect upon yourself.
Which is great. Yeah, it was a fun fight.
And it can be good to pop sprint in advance if you know the mechanic, just to give yourself a bit more time to move into the safe spot.
Yeah, do your zoopy zoops.
Do your zoopy zoops. Also, though, they unleash like a hella move as well called Universal Manipulation. And this is a raid wide and gives you some debuffs as well. First off, this will hit you hard and give you a long-term like bleed on all characters, which requires healing minding, as they will do like more raid wides while you're taking dot damage, which is substantial.
Mm-hmm.
So healers required. Also, there are other things. There are stack markers that go out. There are spread markers. There's a weird, unusual mechanic where every player gets like a donut on them. The animation looks very spooky. You've got like a big orb over your head.
Oh yeah,
and it looks all spooky.
Like red and black, and
you want to spread,
but don't.
But you have to see that you have a donut around you, and you want to combine the donuts.
It's really hard to see. But
it's hard
Amnes
to
called
see.
that out,
Yep.
thankfully, because I don't think any of us except her knew, or none of us except for them knew what to do on that one.
Wow, rude.
Okay, maybe Levi knew.
Thanks, Jan.
And maybe Griff knew. I'm not going to speak for Griff. I didn't know.
Griff was in the middle, too.
I immediately was like, I gotta run away. And Amnes was like, I know, everybody party up in the middle. I'm like, oh, right. Let's do that instead.
Yep.
Because, I mean, logically, if I had time to parse what was going on, I could see.
That's how they get you. You don't have time. You have to react.
Well, correct. The circle is way too big. There's nowhere you can go that would be safe if people spread. So I'm dumb.
Don't spread. Oh my goodness. As we just said, the animation is intimidating and there's little time to read the mechanic.
But yeah, we did that one right. That was called correctly. But like, yes, shit like that. There's a lot going on in this fight.
In the same sequence, there are also tethers, little chains that go out.
Oh yeah.
And as you know,
so
unlike
we saw
what
that
Fleetwood
in the vault.
Mac says, you must break the chain.
You must. Yes.
Always break the chain.
Break the chain.
Then there's the DPS check. The Ascians summon
big orb.
a massive ball.
Big ball.
In the middle.
Daddy ball.
And you have to DPS that while they suck up its energy and charge up a raid wide. It's a standard thing where if the bar reaches full, they will just wipe the party. So DPS the thing before then, mid up and heal up, etc. for the big raid wide afterwards. You know the drill.
Mm-hmm. I do.
With that done, we defeat Ascian Prime.
Ha-ha. And now they are sundered.
They
now
split into
Ascians.
two.
Yeah. And they're like, what?
I will cut in the dialogue to save you from having to riff.
No, I mean, honestly, we could do both.
Oh my god.
He's like, oh my god, you're like so strong. This is crazy.
They say that exactly.
La Habrea, like, this is so crazy. She's like super powerful. Like, what the fuck? And La Habrea is like mad because we're so powerful. And we have the blessing of light. He was like, God damn it. I got into this whole thing because you weren't supposed to have it and then you had it. So
that's the Kellygen report.
So rude.
But anyway, they essentially say that, yes, but cooler than that.
We can put in the like legitimate voice actors in here.
Yes, Jen.
With some excellent delivery.
It's already been done.
Great. Cool. This is when, so we got them, they're kind of like spent, right? But they're Ascians, so
there's also a weird line as the Ascian Prime's defeated. They cry out, "What walls are these? Damn you, Heidelin."
What walls are these?
And I don't know if they're speaking of like a metaphorical wall, like we're the wall to their success, or if Heidelin's keeping them here so we can finish them off. Yeah,
there's some invisible barrier of light that is protecting us or preventing them from doing shit. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But also when Midgard Swarmer was talking about his thing that he did, he used the word wall as well. That he put up a wall that prevented us from connecting with
down
Heidelin.
That wall.
Yeah, exactly. And
now she puts up
Gorbachev
a wall
over here.
But for real though, so they cry that out and they remark as they're kind of like on the ground, out of breath, whatever, that we have grown so strong in the light.
Yeah, bitch.
As to deny us our power. And Igyorm says, let us away. At least we can do that.
Yeah, well, we still have some power to bail.
JK, fuck you.
So Igyorm, in that moment, there's like a tiny little crystal shard that pops up in front of her. It's like a little white shard. It's asymmetric. It's something we've never seen before. And in that moment, we, as the Warrior of Light, are like, holy shit, opportunity. We pull out the Auracite and we chuck it.
The white Auracite,
The white Auracite, and we chuck it at her. And like that was the moment, and it sucks Igyorm up into the Auracite, the white Auracite. And La Habrea is like, no fair. And so we remember from when we were trapping Elidibus, right? Was it Elidibus?
It was not Elidibus.
No.
It was Nabrialis.
Nabrialis. And we had just figured out that white Auracite was a vessel by which we could entrap the Ascians, And by doing that, if we had enough ether, we could destroy the white Orosite and the Ascian within it, and that is the only way to kill an Ascian.
Well, guess what we're packing, Jin?
Well, yes, it's the Chekhov's eye. So now that Egeorm is trapped in the white Orosite, we need this massive, bomb of ether in order to destroy it. Boom, eyeball. We pull that out. La Habrea is like, the fuck is going on? And we destroy the white Orosite and Egeorm with it. She's done. And La Habrea is like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
He's not saying that. La Habrea, he remarks.
He wished that he was able to go.
So,
I'm out.
You harnessed the eye's power. A pity you spent it all. What will you do now, hero?
Beat your ass. I don't know.
And we'll find out next time what we will do now.
It's good stuff. Yeah, no, the cutscene doesn't end here, but we're ending right here. Yes, correct.
We end because we're about to go into Some Shit Part 2.
Yeah, some shit.
Some shit again.
The Reckoning.
All right, Jin, good times in this dungeon.
Word.
This cutscene's very exciting. I had forgotten the details as to what transpired here.
100%.
Taking out Egeorm ourselves, just like,
bro,
no fucking bullshit.
We had the whole Ascian murder kit on ourselves.
But beyond that, just like we don't dick around talking in circles or getting mocked or whatever. We're just like, fuck you.
I felt like
Orosite.
such a badass in this moment.
Yeah.
And, frankly, we are supposed to feel like a badass at every waking moment as the Warrior of Light. But right then, I was like, we are in charge of this whole environment right now.
But what is distinct, though, here is that we take initiative. We don't have someone saying, use the Orosite.
Use the thing! Quick, pull out the eye.
We're on our own.
We saw it and we're like, boom, Orosite, the eye destroyed. Now what, bitch?
To take initiative,
and now we're
Warrior
staring
of Light.
down La Habrea and he's like, God damn it.
Also, for the record, Jin, if you do the duty support here, you get generic scions once more because your buddies are still fighting the Garleans or whatever on the outside.
Oh, right. Holding them back.
Yep.
Estinian, Alfino,
Yep. So you get some
Stola.
randos joining you. B-team joining you here. Also, this is calling back to my old grudge, but I still do not like this Blessing of Light switcheroo thing that happened here. We can glean from context clues that the Blessing of Light essentially is giving us protection from and power against the Ascians.
Yeah.
I still don't know what's going on with us losing our blessing, therefore the Waking Sands lost its blessing also. That's still very weird to me. And that's what let Nabriella's come in and be a dick. But either way, though, it just, there was a lack of disempowerment and empowerment or whatever that makes the thing feel hollow. It's like, oh, great, you reconnected the things, you're so cool.
It's a little ex machina, and
there are moments. There's like, okay, so Egeorm could zoop us with dark energy back in the Bismarck arena, but now we're gonna beat up Egeorm here because we're fully reconnected. You can see that improvement, but it's just that there's been not really like a nadir of power that we built back up from. It's just like, yep, we're keeping on, and this lack of blessing does not inconvenience us until we are re-empowered, and then we're told that we have that power again. It lacks something that makes it feel impactful.
I know, like we're still killing it without the quote unquote blessing,
but not killing Ascians. That's all. They could have given us a more direct consequence for this to tell us, hey, this is what we lost.
Yeah, for us to feel for half a patch like we are only so powerful, like we need hella aid from the other scions or something in order to just do what we were doing before alone. Yeah. Or like just me and Heidelin, doing girl stuff.
Yep. That's all.
No, I totally agree. And that's why it was like such a cool moment when I actually felt like I had power and I had agency with it, and I made decisions from my own self.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other final notes here. I did look into the old fight, like I mentioned. It's not very interesting, frankly. I can't recall anything from it. It's very hard to find old data like this because people are very diligent about updating their wikis or their guides or whatever to reflect the new information.
Right, yeah. There might be a YouTube guide that's...
Yeah, you can find them, but you have to go scraping for the old stuff, and it's hard to like search before patch.
Correct, yeah.
Aetherochemical facility or whatever.
Right.
It's doable, but it's a pain. But anyway, so I found some stuff, though. Essentially, it seems that the old fight was just like a mess of AoEs that you dodge like you do normally. There was like an ice floor bit there. And the one thing that seems interesting back then was that to dodge the big attack, the universal manipulation, you had to duck into these little like phase portals. These little interdimensional portals to escape it. It's similar to the fight in
Amdapur?
Hullbreaker Isle, where you have the snake
squid?
or the
Kraken?
Not the Kraken. There's like the second fight's a worm or something in this pool of water, and there are like these little water bubbles, and you have to hop inside the bubble to evade its big sploosh.
Not a fan.
Great.
It reminds me of, I think it's who's the guy in the underworld in Amdapur Keep, and he has like the doors, right? And you have to like time it.
Are you talking about Diabolos?
Yes. You have to like get yourself into a portal and transfer between the doors with. You have to be so perfect on that timing. And I'm like, this is
that fight is extra
shit.
Finicky. Yes, that was satisfying though. That felt good to achieve.
Correct, but yeah, like that is impossible to parse. Like you got
back when you had to work for your fucking victories.
I know, and I don't like things that you can't logic within a reasonable amount of time.
Sure.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah.
So that's the old fight report. Not very special seeming, just some AoEs with a couple more in-depth mechanics, but it's better off now. This one makes you work for it. It's a good ramp up in difficulty. So thank you, devs, for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no further comments, Jen. Next time, we'll be back for the finale to Heavensward.
And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. And remember, when balls touch, it's pretty hot. If you want to get in touch with us...
Or cold.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at the same tag. Check our show notes for our Discord, full of amazing people. We would love to have you. A link to the official pod t-shirt. And last but not least, our Patreon. Patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And for $1 a month, you get access to the stuff that we do that includes the seasonal events, the tabletop RPG, anything that comes out that's kind of related to Final Fantasy XIV. We'll talk about it and throw it there. And then for $2 a month, you get access to our bonus series as well, Sightseeing Log. Last season, Levi played Final Fantasy XI. This season, I'm playing Final Fantasy VI. It's a good time, so hop on over if you would like. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time. Thank you for subscribing to Dragon Facts. Did you know? Dragons come from outer space. Midgard-Sormr came all the way from the Dragon Star. Gosh, I hope there was a movie on that flight. You've been listening to Dragon Facts. Goodbye.